Hey, gun people. All right, we're going to make a note of this because I get tired of everybody saying I'm taking a cop side. I'm not taking a cop side on this one. So we have a quota hire that pulls up and harasses this poor black man. And the black man is a retired Air Force vet. So vets always tend to have a special place in their heart for other vets. You always help a vet. You always know they've been through, they've served their country, they put some time in. So vets tend to take care of vets. I guarantee you this officer is not a vet, never served in the military, and got hired because she has short hair and is identified, has a gender something other than what she is, and it's a special quota hire, and we need more because that way we'll improve government services. Yeah, okay. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. This woman has power, and she abuses it. And this guy is an absolute victim. This is just saddening.
Can you put...
Anybody see this guy as a threat? Does this guy look like he really poses any type of threat at all? He's minding his own business, waiting to cross the street. She's got a green light. She has the right of way, and she stops to harass this guy over a golf club that's a cane.
Can you put that down, please?
What?
Aren't you holding a golf club?
I can't hear you over there.
Your golf club.
What about my golf club?
Can you please set it down?
Huh?
Can you please set it down?
What's going on?
Set it down, please.
I know what's going on.
Put it down.
This is my golf club.
I'm not going to take it from you, but it's a weapon, so set it down.
I had this golf club for 20 years.
Couldn't that plastic bag be a weapon? I mean, couldn't he smother somebody with a plastic bag? This guy's using it obviously as a cane. He's leaning on it. He can't hear. He had to take his hearing aid out or something. I mean, this guy is absolutely no threat, and this woman is treating him like crap, and all he's doing is standing on a street corner. Are you kidding me? This is in liberalism, Seattle, crazy left, hiring anybody that's not normal so we can say that we're better and PC, give them a badge, gun, and power, and then don't hold them accountable. This officer is 100% wrong. And there is no video of him swinging it at her. I don't know what her issue is with this guy, but this guy's getting payback for some reason that she's got something against him for something.
Set it down, please.
Huh?
I'm not going to ask you again. Set it down.
When y'all call somebody, I've been walking with this golf club for 20 years.
Set it down.
When you call somebody.
I am calling
Well,
someone.
go ahead.
Put your golf club down.
Call somebody.
You're being audio and videotaped.
No, you call somebody. I ain't done nothing to nobody.
You just swung that golf club at me.
I did not.
Yes, you did. Right back there.
I didn't see you. I didn't wait no golf club.
It was on audio and videotape. Put it down.
There is no videotape. Seattle said that there was no videotape of him swinging it. And, I mean, look, this guy, and I know everybody will say I'm flip-flopping, but this guy has a right to defend himself, but he's going to end up losing. He ends up getting arrested. Even though he's right, and that's what I keep trying to tell people about who want to argue, you know, that stupid nurse, right and wrong. I'm right. I got the law. I got the policy. I'm right. Look, when you argue with government, you're going to go to jail. You lose either way, and nothing happens to government. Nothing's going to happen to that cop, except maybe he'll get a big pension and they'll pay him off so he goes away so they can say we fired him. But that nurse and cop video, ain't nothing happening to that cop. Government's not going to hold government accountable. You just have to go along to get along when you're dealing with government. Otherwise, you end up in jail, and it's a more convenience, and you end up fighting and financial, etc. This guy is absolutely right. He is being harassed, and he has done nothing wrong, and he still goes to jail. And for some reason, people on the outside who want to comment don't care about that. They just want to go, well, he was right, the officer was wrong, and the officer... It doesn't matter. He goes to jail, even though he's right. If he would have been cooperative, if he would have laid it down, he may have not been to bail. Am I saying be a sheep? No. Am I saying there's times that you need to pick your battles so you don't end up giving the government more ammunition to use against you? Yes. Don't ever give government, don't talk to government, don't answer questions, comply, let them do what they're going to do because they're going to do it anyway. And if you don't comply, you're just going to look like the bad guy. They'll spin it. I mean, this guy resisted a little bit. He's not actively resisting. This woman disrespected him, got out of the car, screamed at him, put the cane. She won't walk up to him. She's scared of him. You can hear it in her voice. She's weak. She won't handle anything man to man. Oh, Rick, you can't say that. That's sexist. Okay, whatever. She's scared. She won't approach this guy. A guy would have went up there, and if I wanted that cane down, I'd have snatched it out of hand and took it down. I'd have took him to the ground. I would have went up to him. I wouldn't have stood behind my car and screamed, "Yeah, better! You're being videotaped. I'm not gonna ask you again." No command presence. No, I mean, just.
Put it down.
No, you call somebody.
Put it down.
You call somebody.
I'm at 12 and 5, and I need to see another unit.
Sir, put it down.
You know you call somebody. I ain't done nothing to nobody. I'm the one.
You know, there's an old saying, you're not being polite if you put please in front of shut the hell up. This lady says, "Sir," and then screams at him and orders him to put it down for, I don't know, the 5th time, whatever. He's not putting it down. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. She's going to keep yelling, expecting a different result. Now she's calling for cover, and there will be 2 male officers that show up and handle the situation. And the guy still goes to jail. Not because of her doing anything right, because she has power. She's put in a position she can abuse that power. And nobody wants to say it because if you do, you're sexist and you don't like women and it's not her fault. And, all the reasons. And she needs more equal pay. And I just did where the women are suing the one police department because they make them do the same standard as men and the same push-ups, and it's not fair. It's not fair when we require something from them, but they deserve equal rights, equal pay, equal benefits, and deserve more because they get hired because of their plumbing, not because of their abilities.
You're not free to leave right now. Please set it down.
No, you call somebody. I want a witness.
You are being audio and videotaped right now.
Hello?
Set your golf club down.
Hello?
I have a subject.
Who's controlling this scene? Is she or him? He's saying call somebody. She says, I am calling somebody.
With a golf club who is refusing to set it down.
So when she puts out on the radio, he's got a golf club refusing to put it down. The officers that are responding, what do you think they're saying? What do you think goes through the mind when your radio goes, I've got a black male subject with a golf club refusing to put it down? What do you think goes through those officers' mind? Holy shit. I got somebody resisting, threatening. He's going to hit somebody. I better haul ass over there and take somebody to the ground. He's obviously a no person. Luckily, they don't slam him to the ground. He's 70 years old. This is total BS.
Your golf club down.
Notice how he's completely ignoring her. Notice his body language is, I don't respect you. I don't recognize your authority. You have no authority because you can't even come over here and enforce the authority other than yell from behind your car. Complete good body language telling her, shut up, I ain't listening to you.
Sir! Sir! I'm going to ask you for, I don't know what, the 13th time to set your golf club down.
I tell you the second time to call somebody up here.
If you
I like this dude. See, he's a fellow vet, fellow Air Force brother. He's like, I don't give a shut up. You call somebody, you freaking idiot.
do not set your golf club down, you will be subject to arrest for obstruction.
Call somebody else. I ain't done nothing. And everybody knows.
Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this nurse story again. This guy is right. This guy hasn't done anything wrong, and he still goes to jail. And when the cops arrest him for obstruction, guess what's going to happen to him? Nothing. He's going to be within his... She's in the scope of her employment, even though she's wrong. She gets to order him around and say, you need to do this or you're going to go to jail. And even though he's right, he still goes to jail and nothing happens to her. And Seattle released that nothing happened. She got counseling from her supervisor. Big deal. He was told, hey, man, make sure when you're on videotape that you don't do things like this because then we can't protect you. So that was her counseling session. And this is no different than the nurse video, except everybody was like, oh, the poor nurse was right. She was protecting her rights, and she did nothing wrong, and the mean cop was wrong. Nobody's going to be coming here crying about this woman being wrong. No, because she's a woman, Rick. It's not fair. She shouldn't be held to the same standard. She doesn't have to be as smart as the men. She doesn't have to be as strong as the men. We have to have a double special standard so we can be PC and tell people they're equal, even though everybody with 2 brain cells knows it ain't so.
You know, my church is up there, and everybody knows me.
You're not free to leave. You're not free to leave.
And you're talking about you're not here.
Set your golf club down.
This guy walks over when another officer shows up, a male officer shows up, and they bring him back to the hood of the car.
Set it down.
She's still screaming. Now
Set
she's
it
coming
down.
over. Wow. She's tough. Man, did you see the way she walked across there with that command presence? That was freaking
Set
amazing
your
and
golf club
intimidating.
down.
I
Set
would
it
just be so
down.
nervous. Oh my God, everybody comply. She's got her baton out. She's still screaming. And as soon as the male officer gets there, look how tough she is.
Set it
Wow.
down.
Hiding behind her car the whole time until the male officer showed up. But Rick, they deserve equal pay, and it's not fair. They should do the same amount of push-ups as the men.
I ain't never seen this woman before.
Come over here.
All right.
Come over here.
I ain't never seen this woman.
Come over here. Come over here.
Yeah.
Put your hands on the car.
Well, I don't know what this is.
Put your hands on the car. It's about you swinging the golf club at me at 11 and 5.
I know what. Okay, I know who she is. It's okay. I know what that is. She's not gonna hurt you. I know what she is. I want with the golf club over there. I ain't never. What is this about?
You swing that golf club at me when I turn the corner at 11 and 5. You got
I don't even know what.
Okay, I got a problem with this officer too. But Rick, he's white and he's a police male, and you only pick on... Shut up. I got a problem with this officer. This guy is not resisting. He's done nothing wrong, and this officer comes over and puts hands on. If you want to jack up a suspect and get them to resist, you start squeezing their arm and putting pressure on them when they're not doing anything. This guy is complying. He's got his hands on the door. He's not a threat to anybody. They've already searched him and took all this. There is absolutely no reason for this officer. Now, you go over to freaking, what's his name, active self-defense, and he'll be talking about, the officer is using the escalation of force from verbal to physical hands-on, and the threat is assessment, and he'll have all these great words, even though he ain't never made an arrest, never testified in court, never had to defend a damn thing he says. And people are coming here. Oh, he's got 500,000 subscribers. I don't care. Stay on active protection. If you think everything is so great over there, don't come here and tell me how great it is. Because I just got a problem with somebody telling everybody what they should do when they've never done it. So this guy has no business putting his hands on this guy. Look at that. Notice the guy's reaction. Why are you touching me? You've already violated my rights. I'm standing here minding my own business. This woman's already harassed me. Now you're taking my cane. Now I'm complying and I'm putting my hands on the car. And you still want to come over and use physical force. This is physical force. Active self-protection. The officer is using hands-on restraint techniques to subsist. And you should always do that because it's legal and it follows the escalation of whatever. This guy ain't got no damn business touching this guy. All right? The guy didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't a threat. And you're going to, in a minute here, he's going to stop touching him. And I want somebody to be able to articulate to me in court exactly what changed when he put his hands on him And when he took his hands off of him.
242.
Why are you hanging on to my hand? I got a problem with cops that shave their arms
You have
anyway. Ooh, I lift
Charlie
weights.
22,
Ooh,
give me
I
a
need a
3.
protein shake. Ooh.
Charlie 22.
Why has he got his hand on this guy? Somebody tell me why he's holding this hand when this hand is free. If the guy wanted to punch him, he could punch him here. So, Rick, the officer, is protecting himself using a bladed stance and properly using the escalation of force and protecting and controlling the arm closest to him. Yeah, okay, you big dummy. He can punch you with this hand. Why are you holding this hand?
I don't see any ID in here. Can you see if you can find some?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You're getting paid the same as me, and you can't figure out how to find the ID. You got to call him to come hold him. You got to call him to find his ID and search him, and now you got to ask him to find the ID because you're so incompetent. But Rick, the Denver female officers are forced to do the same amount of push-ups as the men. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, you mind if I grab it? Yeah. Okay. Hang tight for me, okay?
2 officers, 1 on each side, the incompetent who can't find the ID over here, and you have to hold this hand. That's just BS, dude. I never went hand. If I went hands on, you were going in cuffs or you were going to the ground. I don't need to be touching because I'm so freaking scared that this 70-year-old man might hit me. I'm afraid to take a punch. Why are you holding this guy's hand? This guy's a punk in my book. What changed? Somebody tell me what changed. Why is his hand off him now? Why did he put it on him and why did he take it off? Here, let me put on my active self-protection hat on. The officer had to evaluate the situation and determine whether or not the suspect was a threat. And after holding his hand for 5 minutes, he determined he was not a threat and therefore he de-escalated and took his hand off. Thank you, and remember the lessons learned from active self-protection. Shut up, you big dummies. Not much else happens here. They end up taking a guy in custody and taking him to jail. It's total BS. If the DA charges this, I would be shocked. The DA will probably drop the charges. The guy still will have to post bail or spend a day in jail. He still gets transported. 3 officers are tied up. The female quota hire is still looking for ID. This is a sad situation. This guy is absolutely a victim. Do I think this happened because he was black? No. I think it happened because cops and our government is tyrannical. They're growing. We're getting more government, more cops. They have to justify what they're doing. They have to find something to do to justify, and that's why we have more and more incidences of citizens. When I was growing up, cops didn't have 15 officers to back them up. You had 1 cop for large areas. They had to be friends with the community because the community often helped them when they got in a fight. And good men who would walk over and help an officer, good men who would stop somebody from assaulting a woman because they weren't worried about getting sued or having the government charge them with assault. And now the government has made it to where you can't help anybody. You subject yourself to risk if you try to help, and you have to depend on the government, which is incompetent and only hires incompetent. And then people wonder why the damn country's turning into a bunch of freaking pussies. Oh, I wasn't going to get upset on this video. All right, we'll end that there.